Hey folks, Professor Finn here. We're going to continue our study of pathology by diving into Chapter 15 of Pathology and Microbiology for Mortuary Science students by Mullins. But before we do that, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, share this with a friend, let them know the video is out there. And let's go ahead and dive into the textbook by discussing diseases of the male reproductive system. First up, we have orchitis, acute inflammatory reaction in the testicle, usually occurring in boys under the age of 10 as a result of the mumps virus. So what are causes of orchitis? Well, the aforementioned mumps virus as well as other microbial infections. Signs and symptoms of orchitis include severe pain in the testicle and groin, fatigue, pain and tenderness in the muscles or myalgia, fever and chills, nausea, and headache. Complications of orchitis. Orchitis of one testicle results in sterility or increased risk of tumors in later life. It is typically acute, symptoms occurring within hours of infection. Prostatitis is the inflammation of the prostate gland and can refer to 4 categories of disease. So the first is acute bacterial prostatitis. This is the least common. Signs and symptoms can include chills, fever, frequent urination, urgency in urination, burning in urination, and lower back or genital pain, and this is typically treated with antibiotics. You have chronic bacterial prostatitis, which is relatively rare. Infection settles into the prostate gland due to a defect in the prostate gland and has the same signs and symptoms as acute bacterial prostatitis. Treatment of chronic bacterial prostatitis is by surgical excision of the infected prostate tissue followed by an antibiotic regimen. You have chronic prostatitis or chronic pelvic pain syndrome, which is the most common form of prostatitis. May or may not be accompanied by inflammation of the prostate. It is poorly understood. Symptoms can come and go without warning and is treated by a combination of warm baths and medications that relax the prostate. And finally, asymptomatic inflammatory prostatitis. There is no noticeable symptoms, hence asymptomatic, and it is typically diagnosed when healthcare professionals conduct tests for the cause of infertility or the presence of prostate cancer in the male. Immune system cells are typically found in semen. Next up, we have hydrocele, which is a collection of edematous fluid in the scrotum. Specifically, serous fluid accumulates in the scrotum as a result of either a defect or irritation of the tunica vaginalis or the spermatic cord. 1% of all males experience hydrocele. Hydrocele is common between ages 1 and 2. In most cases in adults occur over the age of 40. Causes of hydrocele include congenital reasons, cancer, infections, traumas, hernias, and damage to circulatory system within the male reproductive system. Signs and symptoms of hydrocele, well, it can be asymptomatic. Sensation of heaviness or dragging, painless enlargement, and mild discomfort that radiates from the scrotum to the lower back. Complications of hydrocele can occur on both sides of the scrotum, about 7 to 10% of cases, which could be kind of a problem and very uncomfortable. Cryptorchism or cryptorchidism is a failure of the testes to descend from its intra-abdominal location to the scrotum. Testes typically descend at approximately 36 weeks of age. Cryptorchism is idiopathic, and treatment includes an orchiopexy, which is the testicle is sutured into place and it is forced down where it needs to go. Inguinal hernia. Part of the intestine bulges through a weakened area of the muscles in the inguinal canal. This is more common in males. What are causes of inguinal hernia? Well, obesity, heavy lifting, straining to defecate, make sure to get your fiber. Any activity that places pressure on the weakened muscles. Signs and symptoms include lump in the groin, pain in the groin, and blockage of the intestine. Complications from inguinal hernias can come about by strangulated hernia, which is where the intestine becomes twisted or blood supply is compromised. Lack of the blood supply can lead to tissue necrosis. The tissue dies. That causes all sorts of problems for you. Treatments for inguinal hernia, especially strangulated hernia, is usually surgery. With strangulated hernia, usually they have to cut out the dead portions and resect what they need to, and sew you back up. Benign prostatic hyperplasia. This is an abnormal growth of the prostate cells. It is non-cancerous. It presses against the urethra and bladder, interfering with the normal flow of urine, and may occur due to the aging process. One thing to mention about benign prostatic hyperplasia, this can lead to an increase in the formation of stones. Prostate cancer. African Americans at risk more than other ethnic groups may be initially detected by a digital rectal exam or by specific blood test. Signs and symptoms. It is asymptomatic early on. The need to urinate frequently, especially at night. Difficulty starting urination or holding back urine. Inability to urinate. Weak or interrupted flow of urine. Painful or burning urination. Difficulty in having an erection. Painful ejaculation. Blood in urine or semen, and frequent back or stiffness in the lower back, hips, or upper thighs. Complications of prostate cancer. The Gleason system is used to determine the malignancy of a biopsy. The higher the number, the worse the cancer. One system uses 2 to 10, another uses G1 to G4, and we will use the 4-stage. So stage 1 cannot be felt during a rectal exam, so you're going to have to rely on blood tests. Stage 2, the tumor involves more tissue within the prostate and can be felt during a rectal exam. Stage 3, cancer has spread outside the prostate to nearby tissues. And stage 4, cancer has spread to lymph nodes or to other parts of the body. Survival rates for any cancer are typically better if it is caught early on. Testicular cancer. Most testicular cancers are found by men themselves. There are 2 broad categories, seminoma and non-seminoma. So non-seminomas include choricocarcinomas, embryonal carcinomas, teratomas, and yolk sac tumors. The 2 types grow and spread differently, necessitating different professionals for treatment. So testicular cancer is idiopathic. Risk factors include cryptorchidism, abnormal testicular development, and Klinefelter's syndrome. Klinefelter syndrome is a sex chromosome disorder characterized by low levels of male hormones, sterility, breast enlargement, and small testes. Signs and symptoms: painless lump or swelling in either testicle, any enlargement of a testicle or change in the way it feels, feeling of heaviness in the scrotum, dull ache in the lower abdomen or the groin, sudden collection of fluid in the scrotum, painful or discomfort in a testicle or in the scrotum. Treatments for testicular cancer include the radical inguinal orchiectomy, which is the surgical removal of a testicle. Men with 1 testicle can still function normally and have children, and the removed testicle can be replaced with an artificial testicle. Sexually transmitted diseases. This information is similar to the list in the diseases of the female reproductive system, and we're not going to talk about this twice. We can watch it once, and make sure to make your notes on that. Syphilis is syphilis. So what are postmortem conditions associated with male reproductive problems? Well, rapid blood coagulation, which leads to distribution problems and rapid decomposition. Ascites and edema. Well, if it's ascites, generalized body edema, that is treated very specifically. Edema, you would be raising your injection levels, or your injection concentrations using edema co-injection. If it is pitting edema, you should be able to get that out just through chemical manipulation. If it is hard edema, then you are probably going to not see much of a change and may rely on maybe a heat spatula or surgical alteration. Infections and discolorations. If it's an infection, you're going to have clotting issues, so co-injections are recommended. And with discolorations, do what you can, but ultimately, that's why we have cosmetic to cover discolorations up. Preservation is paramount. Hydrocele causes gross distension and rapid decomposition. So specifically with hydrocele, treatment requires thorough aspiration of the scrotum and injection of cavity embalming fluids. Now, when you are treating hydrocele, you're going to want to access the scrotum from inside the body. So you're going to come from maybe the standard point of entry and go down. You must be very, very, very careful because you do not want to puncture the scrotum, because if you do, it will leak nonstop. Insert the trocar into the abdomen, then direct the point into the scrotum by passing behind the pubic bone. Afterwards, treat with surface packs. Pack the anus, cover with embalming powder and absorbent cotton, and, of course, place in plastic garments. That is extremely important to contain the moisture. If you are using plastic garments that have cotton around the edges, the cotton elastic, you will probably want to apply some sort of tape or adhesive to seal those areas to prevent the intrusion of moisture, which will then wick to the external area and external clothing. That concludes this lecture, folks. Again, like, share, subscribe, share it with a friend. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the lecture, and we will see you next time.